Good morning, my friends from Specs in Texas. I don't normally get a chance to do these sort of videos, but because harvest is a little bit delayed this year, well, actually it's actually on time, I have a little bit of time up my sleeve because normally I'd be traveling and I did not schedule any travel. But I just wanted to remind you of the wines that we have exclusive at Specs, and I'm so proud to have these wines. Trig Point, and they've been around a while, and the Trig is a point of measurement. So my father was a land surveyor, and my brother and I used to carry wood to the top of the hills and build these trigs, and then under the trig you'd put a plumb bob, and below that plumb bob you put a spike, and that did not move. And so land surveyors and engineers could take a site to that tripod and then back to where they were and work out the distances using trigonometry. So that's where the name Trig Point comes from. So it's really in honor of my father, who was a huge mathematician, and actually he was the fourth expedition to the South Pole, and there's actually a place named after my father, Cape Goldschmidt, in fact. So we make 4 wines. The first one is a Russian River Chardonnay. This is a beautiful little vineyard right next to Sonoma-Cutrer. Same fence line, old selection, no clones. It's an old mass selection, field selection. Get a lot of sort of subtropical passion fruit. Very easy to drink, very sort of mineral and spicy, more in a Chablis style. Then Cabernet is the other big seller. This comes from a vineyard just north of where I'm sitting right now in Healdsburg, owned by an old family from the Passalacqua Ranch. And I've been making wine there since 1990 as well. And I mentioned the Passalacquas and I mentioned Raffin because these are small family businesses, and 90% of all the land in Napa Valley is now owned by wineries, but only 20% of the land in Sonoma County is owned by wineries. And so preserving these small family businesses is really important. The other 2 wines we have are a Merlot from the Alexandra Valley, from the same vineyard as the Cabernet, and then the Zinfandel, which comes from my own ranch in Geyserville called Railroad. Anyway, Specs, please look after small family businesses such as ours, and can't thank you enough for supporting Trig Point Wines after all these years. You guys rock. Awesome.